We're off to a bad start. Couldn't unmute myself. How the hell are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We already got a like on the show. We appreciate that. Welcome 10K Bets Live, the show where we talk about how terrible we are as sports bettors or the big W's that we end up hitting as well, too. It is March Madness, ladies and gentlemen, and joining us per usual, some of the usual suspects, newer faces as well too. Cameron, welcome back. Fake sick, missed out on Monday's show, was embarrassed to show his face, and he has even more reasons to be embarrassed. So we're gonna get to that a little bit later. Renzi boy with me per usual. Mikey and Sammy Stats. Boys, March Madness is upon us, and we already won some money. I won some money right off the bat, courtesy of Mikey's pick. Let's talk about that this morning. You threw out a random over. I've never even heard of these two schools, to be entirely honest with you. And I am not a college basketball guy, so you guys could probably expect quite a bit of college basketball talk. But Mikey, let's talk about that over we hit this morning.
Oh, yeah. That's like the first thing as a gambler. The first thing I do in March when I wake up is I look at what's the earliest game and what can I bet on it. And that's exactly what I did this morning. And I'm going to be honest. I even forgot what the teams were that we bet on. I just know it was over 128.5. And I was like, yes, that's a low number. Appalachian State and South Alabama. There it is. So the Fun Belt. That's what today was all about so far. So we won that one. And then I got so addicted to that feeling of betting the over, I responsibly bet the next two overs that didn't hit, but we got a full slate tonight, so we're in it. We're in it now. It's March.
Mm-hmm. What's funny about this is how my brain works, right? So you and I think Cam, you love when I get in my brain because it just makes you realize how stupid of a fucking person I am. But I saw you threw out the picks, and I go check out the line and whatnot, and I'm like, the rest of these are sitting at like over 130. I see over 128 was the line you put out. I was like, oh, fuck it, we'll just do that. That sounds like a solid pick. That's where my head was. I was like, it looks like it's the basic kindergarten math. It's like, this is less than the rest of them. I want that one. And that's kind of how I did it. Like, you could have just threw out anything, and I would be like, yeah. My dumb brain would be like, let's hammer the shit out of that. But yeah, March is upon us. We couldn't be more excited. I need to take a shot at somebody really quick here before we dive more into more sports bets. And I saw Cam give a subtle little head shake there. Let's talk about your fucking gritty. Like, way to embarrass the entire company in front of Christian Darrisaw, which, by the way, if you guys have not seen Christian Darrisaw on the most recent episode of It's a Bit, it is live now on YouTube. Hopefully you're here on YouTube. You can comment along, chat with us, let us know about your sports bets, ask us for some picks. We'll let you know what we got going on here. But embarrassed the entire company, brought shame upon your family as well as our family. Cam, talk about your dab gritty. I don't know what the fuck you call it.
So in my defense, it's the first time I've ever attempted to gritty. But there's honestly no defense because that was horrendous. It was awful. But I will say it's probably better that it happened because I'm pretty sure we got more views and clicks on it because I suck at it.
I remember in the podcast, Jack was like, "Yo, you're not gonna give anybody more than a 5," and sure enough, he was right. Nobody. 4 was the winning score, I think.
Also, not a dab. I was like, I don't know how he does it because obviously I can't gritty.
How would you show us?
No, but Jetta's does
just dab, Cam.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, he goes out like that.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show us.
I'm sitting here dabbing. Apparently, no, I can't. It was bad.
It was a tough look. I don't know. To be fair though, I think if you had to put who out of us here, this is probably the better question. Who out of us that is currently on this show right now do you think would honestly have the worst gritty? Like, we saw yours, but like between us boys, who do you think has the best one out of us, and who do you think has got the worst one?
I got the best one. I'm gonna go
in order.
I'm gonna go
Renz for the best gritty.
because I'm all about value, and I feel like he would be like plus 400 for the best.
I'm a bigger guy, but I don't think I'd be the worst. I'm like sneaky.
Renz is a bigger guy, but he doesn't like show that side of him. But I feel like Renz has some dog in him. Like, I think
I do. You're not lying. I do.
Second, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Mike Brown. I've seen Mike Brown get sturdy at some bars before.
Sturdy.
And Mike, aren't you just a fucking behemoth of a man?
Yeah,
like, you're a big ass dude, right? I'm talking like
dude.
tall and everything. Yeah, you're a big dude.
I think Mike's second, Marlo's third. Just because
I'd be the worst.
more of a hockey guy, and he like likes to fight. So it would be a good gritty because he would probably punch someone in the face halfway through doing it. Sam's last just because he went to St. Thomas and they have no rhythm.
I respect that. I respect that.
I knew the shot
Now,
was
I would make it. I think you didn't factor age enough into this. I honestly believe that I would probably have the worst gritty. I am the stiffest motherfucker. Like, granted, I still play hockey like 2-3 times a week. I don't stretch beforehand. Like, I'm just a freak of nature. I'm the stiffest boy in the world. There's no way I can pull off good gritty. It'd be funny, Sam. We might have to get together and try that one of these nights. Just you as the best one. We don't have Darisaw to do it, but I would absolutely love to see where we sit on this table. Boys, what was that, Cam? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I definitely need to invest in some gritty lessons. If anyone knows where I can do that, please hit me up. Because it's not good.
I would say Voss probably honestly legitimately has the best gritty that I think I've ever seen. She like threw a video. It was like day 2 of her working at 10K. She just like threw out a video of her just hammering it, and it was a good look.
You know what's the best gritty I've ever seen? Justin Jefferson. So I'm just going to leave it to him because I don't fucking know how to do it.
I'm just shocked Darisaw didn't bust it out. Like, if he's going to critique, I'm surprised you boys. I suppose with our luck, with 10K's luck, I'm going to bring this up. World Hockey Report too. The fact that he called it a toque, that's a true Canadian. Did you even know that's called a toque, Cameron?
I did, only because of NHL. Like
All right.
playing EASHL, you can get the toques.
Fair. I was gonna say though, with our luck, you guys would have been like, "All right, Darisaw, your turn. We'll grade you." And then he like goes down with an injury and he's out. Like the rest, he like snaps his Achilles tendon, and it's just like, "All right, well, we won't see him for another year."
We were talking about that on the podcast about him like skating. He's like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that because you guys like we would get canceled." He just got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, now the questions are starting to pull in here as well. Yeah, it's super embarrassing. Here's a good one right here as well too. As we start to get more people involved, once again, if you guys want to comment along, go on to YouTube, ask us for picks. We'll feed it out to you. UFC 285. Do you guys got anything coming up here on that one? Sammy, of course. If anybody's gonna fucking it, Sammy's gonna give you every single fight on the card and tell you who's he taking. Sammy, what you got? UFC 285.
Well, I saw it in the chat a little earlier. For a dog, I'll just go with Gane in the main event. I believe he's like plus 125, plus 130. His last fight, it was a lot on the ground stuff with Francis Ngannou. And John Jones hasn't fought in, I think it's 3 years now. I know John Jones is very good. He's been very good. He's fought in title fights the last like 16 times. But I just like Gane with the value there. With John Jones hasn't fought in a while. You know, I tend to lean Gane here, especially at that price. I think it should be more towards like a pick 'em. So I'll take the plus money here.
I love that. I think I saw a video where Jones is getting a little tubby, isn't he?
Yeah, he had to gain some weight to get up there. I think he was like 205 and now he's like 250 maybe.
Like saying that, he weighs significantly less than all of us. But that's Cam, shut the you fat fuck, shut up. You know for a fact that's true. I also got to give a shout out here. This is completely unrelated, but Blake Builder, shout out to him. UFC got his second UFC W, or at least his first UFC W a few weeks back. Cottage Grove kid, went to high school with him. Stud. Keep your eyes peeled for Blake Builder. He's going to be an absolute beauty in the UFC. So Jones.
Sorry, I just want to say real quick, Sammy cracks me up because I'm pretty sure he bets on every sport that's not like the main 4 sports. Like if there was a professional pickleball league, like I'm pretty sure Sam could give like a 3-page essay on it.
Yeah.
Let's break it down. Can you give us a 3-page essay on it?
Probably know too much about just the like terrible sports, but
like Sammy, who you got in spike ball this weekend?
Nobody in spike ball.
He's probably Sammy made his the reason why Sammy's able to go to like the Waste Management Open, the Super Bowl. Apparently he's going to be gone in London here in London, right? Sooner than later. I think he just made all of his money just betting on like slam ball on like what was it on Spike TV, the trampoline basketball league or some shit. Yeah, he's just
betting knockouts on Power Slap.
What's the weirdest shit, Sam? We're gonna get you. This is basically just turning into a Sammy Stats interview show. What's the weirdest sport you think you've bet on? Like, if you had to break it down, or like, what was the most, for lack of a better term, degenerate thing you've ever just thrown money on there?
I'd say during the Olympics, I had a few units. I forget the team, but I definitely bet on a couple of the handball games. which, by the way, very fun sport.
Handball's dope. Like I wanted to make fun of you.
So
Handball's
handball's legit, and these teams can put the ball in the net pretty well these days. So I'm I would have to say handball.
I'm gonna need Mike to text me the odds for this pickleball league. I'm gonna have some action on pickleball.
Yeah, you know what is? I need to comment on the pickleball thing. I've tuned into and I've started to become a big fan of just like really ratty pickleball moves. Like I've watched YouTube videos of people just like doing bullshit things. Like one guy, for example, one guy was like, he learned this and he like brought it out into a game and he was just arguing with this old lady. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, no, that's our point. He basically like grabbed the ball and goes, oh, we got a crack ball. And he like smacked it across the net. And the lady, of course, caught it. She's like, oh, he was just giving it to me to look at it. Well, that's a point. And he called his point. He's like, yep, that's a point for me.
You are so fucking old. It's unbelievable.
Me? What do you mean?
Yeah, no, Marley, you're a pickleball guy. You're gonna be playing. You're gonna be playing pickleball in couple of years.
I want to be like the young Ricky Fowler of the pickleball scene where I'm just dressed loud as shit. Like maybe like an upwards turned beanie, like straight out of frat colleges in the early 90s. That's kind of what I want to do. So TSN and ESPN, we're going to have to look it up, or we're going to have to, you know what we should do? We should do a pickleball live stream. We'll get all of us on and we'll throw it. We'll watch it together and I'm sure we could probably find some lines on the pickleball.
All five of us just need to invest a bunch of money in pickleball equipment and go to like the Minnetonka like senior living complex and just run there.
Yep.
Calling out everybody. Like
we'll gritty all over their asses. Just smack the shit out of that ball and then just gritty all over these old people.
We can have better edge put actual bets on their app for it.
That'd be awesome.
The funny thing is none of this is as weird as Antonio Brown buying an AFL team, right? Like out of nowhere. I don't know if you guys saw that today. He bought an arena football league team, the New York Empires. Used to be the Firebirds.
Horrible team name, but
terrible team name. On top of it, but that had me thinking like New York is pretty common and known for like hiring like owners or GMs and just doing no background check. I don't know if you guys remember the Islanders. Like they ended up bringing on that one guy who's like, no, I'm good for the money. Like trust me, bro. It's basically how he ended up becoming the GM of the Islanders. Ran him into the ground, and then the team has been shit ever since. It's the reason they ended up bearing that dope ass like pirate logo that they have or fishing logo.
Antonio Brown don't need no background check. You know what he's about.
That's true, and that's the crazy thing. And they're just like, yeah, your team, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's great. Post himself getting head on a Snapchat story one day, and the next day he owns a football team.
Yeah, they'll probably be really popular though. I'm sure
some people just have the best life, don't they?
Yeah.
The fuck is snooker like that weird ass pool game that only has two colors that makes no sense?
It probably is. We're just diving into a rabbit hole of ESPN the Ocho bullshit. Like this isn't even stuff. I'd actually rather watch ESPN the Ocho shit. You know what I really want to throw money on? Have you guys ever seen the cheese wheel rolling down the hill thing that like happens in like it's like someplace Edenshire or some shit. Like they're trying to say Chesterkin. Like I like to say it, but I want to bet on that shit. Because, like, one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to win a lot of money or I'm going to watch people get hurt. And that sounds awesome.
Is that, like, in Britain? Or, like, England?
I thought it was, like, a Scottish thing or, like,
maybe that's why they all
Irish
have teeth, because they're on fucking wheels of Gouda.
Sammy's bet on this before. He could just straight up tell us where where we can find it.
Have no clue. But if you find a line, let me know.
Yeah. While you're across the pond, look for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Rolling things of cheese down the street.
You let us know. I want you to report back on weird shit. Like, hey, guys, I was able to find that I could bet on this out here. Like, just random shit.
I will definitely let you know.
But we've seen a lot of transition a little bit here. We've actually seen a lot of crazy stuff from the NHL trade deadline. We could touch on hockey for a brief little bit since Cam is a true hockey guy, has got the beanie on. I'm currently live watching the Rangers for Patty Kane's debut. Threw out a -1.5 on the Rangers today because it just has to be Artemi Panarin and Kane are back together. I may love Artemi Panarin again.
Nope.
I don't think I can. I
thought you hated him.
It's like an abusive relationship, right? Like you just added in. It's like, okay, Artemi Panarin, like, it was a really bad time for me, right? Like, didn't treat me right. Like, borderline abusive. But then now look, he's got a new car, and I kind of want to sit in that pretty little car, ride it all the way to the Stanley Cup. And so I'm gonna love him for now until they hit the first round or even second round and have to come up against fucking wagons, the Eastern Conference. I think Mikey boy, you can chime in this. We were talking about this well too in our group chat. The fucking Eastern Conference dogs. Like there's nobody in the Western I have faith in. Like you guys were talking about sprinkling a little bit of money action on Colorado. You were talking about Vegas and whatnot, but I don't know, man. The East, it seems like it's their year, like by far.
It's a gauntlet.
It's crazy. The East is like the second round in the East is gonna be so awesome because you're likely gonna have Carolina versus New York, and then on the other side in that division, the Atlantic, you're gonna have Tampa and Boston. And it's like just Tampa's just always there. Like we're not even hearing that much about Tampa this year, but they're amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. And Veach is talking about it here is which is the best. I think one of the things that I'm super excited about, or one thing that's not being talked about quite a bit. Not only is the East probably the most exciting hockey that we're gonna have for this entire Stanley Cup playoffs, but all the games are going to start at like 6:00, which is fantastic. Like
awesome.
You're going to get off work. You're going to be able to watch hockey immediately and great hockey. And then your 10:00 games you can sleep through because it's the West and nobody's going to want to watch that shit. But like even the Wild, I'm not going to lie to you. When we hit those 10:00 games in playoffs, now, I just can't.
You for real?
Yeah,
bro.
Well,
You can't do it on like a fucking Tuesday.
Not a hashtag hockey guy.
You don't
No,
know.
I'm not.
8:30 p.m.
No.
Yeah,
Can't
and
when
they're
you-
brutal.
When you hit 30, you're going to be like, oh, man, what was I thinking? How did I ever survive that shit? Because it's not – you're right. I am an old man.
Yeah, you are. That's
Oh, and if you're the Wild, though, it's like you're almost guaranteed overtime in over half of their playoff games because they just don't score more than 2 goals. So
First period unders. I feel like that's going to be the move. going
I've
forward.
loved first period unders. You got to lay a little more juice. It's like minus 130, but I will bet it in almost every game because it's just that I don't know. That's the like the Nerfy in baseball. That's the hockey equivalent.
Oh, I'm so excited for Nerfies, but how are those going to work out with the pitch count? Because everyone's talking about there's going to be more runs scored this year with the pitch count, but or not the clock. Yeah. Pitch clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think it's kind of crazy. You can't go out of the box, or they like give you a strike. It's like
that
you
only
just
good?
stay in
Good.
the box.
Good.
is that
I'm
only
on that stance. Good.
or is that for the
Yeah.
whole season?
They
Yeah, it's the
called
whole
a few
season.
of them in spring training yesterday. I was watching, and
Yeah, some guy struck a guy out in 20 seconds. They like on a timer.
That
The
sounds
first pitch
amazing.
of the at bat,
No, it's not.
he was
Yeah,
out
why-
in 20 seconds.
Explain yourself. Why is that not good?
Because I'm a baseball purist and baseball should never change.
It's
You're
the
a
ump
base-
show.
You're
It's
a
the ump show,
baseball
dude.
dork, is what
And
you
I already
are.
know Veach is going to fucking comment saying that baseball's dead. Stick to hockey and your Hermantown fraud single A team.
There it is, Cam. Baseball's dying. I would have blinked. There it is. No, I agree though. I think I saw the time was cut down on most of these baseball games by like 40 or 50 minutes. It's a significant cut. Good. Baseball's I like baseball, Cam, and I'd like to think you know that. I mean, Skull Rockies, but it's the most boring shit in the entire world to watch. Like it's tough. Nobody
Didn't
has
meet
4
anywhere
hours.
in the middle. It was just stupid. Like, so you need to give the pitcher like a little bit of time. But some of these pitchers like fucking like shake it off and they walk around, they look around like, okay, well.
I can tell
And
you.
then they're like, all right, what's the pitch? And I don't like that one. It's like, let's go, bitch. Let's pitch the fucking ball.
I can tell you right now, baseball unders are going to be super hot at the beginning of the year because, like, as a batter, like the reason why they step out is they get comfortable. Like, you can't leave the box. Like, they're not going to do good.
I know. I agree.
Good.
With that.
No,
I still stand on this hill. Good.
it's good.
No
So
runs
you want to watch
first
a
inning for
1-0 ball game every game?
Nobody's watching the game anyways, Cam. This could be helpful. I would look at it that way. Like, oh, baseball's dying because it is dying. That's a fact. It is dying. It's a fact. Let's do anything we can to speed this game up and make it more entertaining so more people will watch it. This is smart. Even though it may suck for some of the players, fuck themselves. You know how much money they fucking make? It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be that. You know what? Can I rescind that comment? How much money they make? Because now I just like confirm that I'm the old man, like yelling at Facebook, like
Yeah, they pickleball ass.
Fucking yelling at the
Yeah.
clouds over here.
I like real sports like pickleball, where they do they have a shot clock in pickleball? I don't know. Whatever. But we got a bunch of events coming up this week, and we're going to talk a little bit about NASCAR as well, too. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, if you guys want to hop over to YouTube, you want to hop over to Facebook, throw your comments in there. Let us know. Throw us questions. Tell us picks you got. Love to either dog you or I mean, if you can win me some money, that sounds pretty sick, too. But we got golf going on. The Arnold Palmer Invitational started as well, too. 3 golfers I got out there right now, and I kind of regret one of them already. It's day one. Like, this is the one thing about golf is I go into panic mode after day one. Someone in the chat threw out Morikawa. Who was that? Because I want to headbutt you.
What?
Who threw out Morikawa in our chat? Somebody did.
Oh, I've been on him.
Yeah, I want to headbutt
I
you.
took like 10 of them. I thought you meant in this chat. I was like, I don't know if we had one.
No,
I've been on Morikawa. Hey, day one, Marlo, we're okay.
I know.
Make the cut, and then it's showtime.
What did you shoot today?
I think it was still
2
like
over,
2
I think.
Oh, 2 over.
Oh, we're it's like
The worst part
Zalatoris shot 1 over. Like I'm not like freaking out. Like,
No, we're fine. We're fine. You got a full what? 52 holes left, 54 holes left. We're fine.
I know, but you see that like all the way through like 13th or all the way through, tied for third, all the way through to like basically 23rd. Everyone's 3 under. I don't know. It is worrisome.
Yeah, he definitely will need a pretty good weekend. Well, he'll have to make the cut first, but don't count him out. I mean, he was 2 under today through like 4 holes, and then he just kind of stalled, made some bogeys, didn't make enough birdies. Kind of disappointing. I'm sure he'd be very disappointed with his play, but he'll be fine. Don't rule him out just yet.
Yeah, because when you have like studs like Rom sitting at the top there at 7 under, it's intimidating stuff because you know that dude is so consistent and
He's
so good.
He's
I
so
don't know.
good.
So I got money on I can never say his name, Finau, and then I've got money on Homa as well. Those two are tied right now, sitting in the exact same spot. So I'm excited to watch some golf for the rest of this week. But boys, how about golf picks? Where are you guys sitting at?
I just got Zalatoris.
That's it. So you just
won
one dog,
like I said, he's gonna win he's gonna win a tournament this year. He has to. He's not gonna stay on his bullshit. Like I said, if I put $20 on Zalatoris, he's always gonna be like, I can't remember what I got him at, like 2,400. I mean, that's a decent payout. Like if I bet him every game, every tourney, and then sprinkle a couple other guys in, if I somehow hit like 2, I'll be plus money, and that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the scary thing though too. Like I'm not trying to freak out about Zalatoris, but he's sitting at 68th right now, like tied for 68th. Like, and it jumps to 82 because you have all those goddamn.
Yeah, but you got to think about like there's like all the guys that are like even. There's a shit ton of them, so it's like all it is like for like 10 of them to bogey a hole and him birdie a hole. Boom! Now he's tied for 21st.
Golf is
crazy. Yeah,
golf's the best.
Yeah. So,
but
don't come out yet, Marlo. Don't be worried.
Mike, any action from you on this weekend?
No action on the golf. I normally I only play majors for golf. I'm not quite the into it as big as you guys yet. So
same. That's another thing I'm trying to do this year. Is I did the hashtag hockey guy, hashtag golf guy will come, but I have to wait till after March Madness because that's my favorite time of the year. So I can't be betting on golf when the fucking Atlantic.
It's tough.
The Atlantic Suns play their championship game on Sunday. I'm not watching golf. I'm sorry.
All right, that's cool. I mean, this is probably a good transition. Let's talk about March Madness. I'm going to sit back and enjoy anything but this.
Pickleball highlights.
Go on, it's your show. I'm on YouTube right now.
The only team I think we can all agree on is Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
But not really.
Well, Cam, you have your team, and you say you want, who is it, Tennessee Tech?
Tennessee Tech, yeah.
Say? Yeah, I want SIUE. That's who I want.
You said we can all agree on it, but where did
the real ones agree?
Where did
Mike,
that originate?
Sammy
from?
Stats agree.
Where did that originate from? You guys
it
all
was
on them?
just random Saturday. Renz was on his heater, right? And he just was flipping out bets, and we are like, "What is this school?" And he's like, "Yeah, I had him like -7."
SIEU.
What's funny is they are going to stay hot now because this is just Renz's Tulane. Like he just hammered a team, and they're going to buzz all year. It's just
like I didn't pick him out of like. I mean, I kind of did because I was just like, because again on Saturdays I kind of do it like every other better. It's like I got like 3 games the early slate, then I'm like, okay, what do I got the next slate? And I'm like, okay, what about again? I love the ESPN Plus games, and I looked at them. And it's like I look at points averages for the whole year against the team they're playing, the defenses. It's like I don't think they're losing. They're going to cover 4, and they won by like 30, and then they won again last night. I mean, they're a wagon. They're going to win again
Rackets.
tonight. I can't.
They
I will
play
bet on
tonight.
them till they lose. I
I'm gonna
cannot.
I would say I got to give a warning to the people that are listening right now. This is how this works, all right? Renzi is going to trick you into believing everything he says because he found this one little team that just lights shit up. It's Tulane. And then the next thing that's going to happen, he's going to tell you to lay your nuts on the table and throw out a shit ton of money on some plus 27,000 like pick. You're going to do it. It's not going to hit. And then you're just like, Renz, what the fuck, man? Go ahead.
Who had the best record against the spread this year in college football?
You tell me. Tulane.
The Tulane Green Wave.
Okay. Once again, this is you're just
Those
like,
are just
feeding
stats.
my
Those are Sammy stats right there.
You're just feeding my
that's
storyline.
just true.
Yeah, like
That's
you
just
found
true.
a team that's gonna be sick. They're gonna be nasty. Everyone's gonna buy into what you say, and you're gonna lose them a lot of money.
I
And
think it's on
typical
Tulane.
Marlo fact,
Tulane
I-
beat USC in the Cotton Bowl.
That was
You
a
gotta-
wild game.
in
Yeah.
typical Marlo fashion,
Nuts game.
we transitioned to college basketball. He said he was going to shut up, and he still talked the most. So, but Marlo, if you are trying to get into March Madness, you got to watch the Fun Belt or the Sun Belt. It's one of the best conference tournaments every year. There's upsets all the time. Like Old Dominion, they're like what, the 6th seed. They just lost to the 11th seed by like 40. Like the Sun Belt is what you need to watch
I'm looking it up literally right now.
instead of like betting on hockey because it's March. We don't do that.
That's true. Hockey has not been very nice to me so far. So you're probably right. I should just like pick a team and dive in and go.
Correct.
It seems you may have already found a team.
Coastal Carolina.
No, they're done.
Oh,
No, the Cougars of Southern Illinois University. Edwards.
listen, you keep spouting out this team's name. That's once again, you forgot how stupid I am. You keep throwing these words at me. I'm not gonna remember that shit. Southern Edward something.
Close enough. Google that. You'll probably get it.
All right, whatever. Stupid.
Stupid. You guys, it's actually something I'm curious on because I mean, the rest of us are, I would like to say, pretty well versed in college basketball with mid majors. Do you guys have any like mid majors that you think could actually win a game in the tournament?
St. Mary's.
Yeah. St. Mary's. I think Colgate does it this year. Finally.
Yeah, see that.
That team, it's the third straight year of them just dominating. They're going to win every game in the Patriot League tournament by like 30. Like that team, they're going to win a game in the tournament.
Yeah, I like those
Do you guys
Missouri
have any
guys.
futures?
What's that?
Do you have any futures
I don't.
for the tournament yet?
For the like NCAA tournament? No.
Yeah, for March.
No,
No.
this is the first year I've struggled. Like, I don't have a favorite of who I think is going to win the whole thing before the bracket gets released. Like, usually I have someone, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
I know.
But
I've been looking for them too, and it's been tough because like the teams you think are typically go far, Kansas, like the Houston, there's just no value on them. So it's tough. I've been looking into Gonzaga though. They're like 1,800 or plus 1,900.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just been playing really well, and they've been scoring like 95 a game for the last 2 weeks. So I mean, they're scoring a lot of points, and so yeah, I definitely look into them. I think I'm going to take them tomorrow.
Yeah, I like Kansas a lot, but it's so hard to repeat. So I probably I can
That is
guarantee you
true.
that I probably won't have them winning. But a team I like is UCLA. Like that team is
Yeah, they can make it
top to bottom, and they're old, like they have veteran experience too. So I do like UCLA. They might end up being my championship pick, but it just depends.
Depends on the bracket.
Well, and that's one of the 1 seeds is going to make it to the Final Four more than likely. So I mean, if not more than one. So that's what usually when I pick futures or I'm doing like my brackets, it's you got to pick at least one. It's not going to be all. There'll be 1 seed, and I think it might be Kansas. I mean, they are good. I like Kansas. It's going to be like Houston. They'll probably end up being a 1 seed. I could see them flopping somewhere along the way. I mean,
Dude, the one thing I will say is obviously there's so much controversy with them, but Alabama, they're playing like ass. So they're gonna be
Yeah.
they're gonna be like a 1 or 2 seed, but that team is probably gonna lose in the second round, depending on who they
Yeah.
play.
Something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Well, did you hear about that, Marlo?
Is this the whole like gun thing?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous. And that guy's still playing. It's dumb. But like ever since then, you can tell like they're playing like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Joel Lenardi still has them as the top overall seed, which he's high, but he would have them playing the winner of Iowa or NC State, and I probably would pick either of them to beat Alabama.
Watch out for NC State.
Yeah.
They're dumb.
They got that guy that looks like he's 50 years old.
Yeah, that's my school, and that's when I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, that's the program I settled on. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna cheer for these guys because the Gophers are fucking embarrassing." So I was like, "All right, well, let's do NC State." And then I saw that was the one I sent to the chat where I was like, "There's no way this guy plays on this team. That's like that's somebody's dad just wearing the uniform, just stormed the court."
Mike, I know we can agree on a dark horse Final Four team, Miami.
Yep, I got a future, Adam. 60-1. So
Love it.
that's to win the Natty. But yeah, I mean, I love.
You can hedge out if they get there, or even try to hedge out like Final Four type. You got some options if they get there.
Yeah,
Right,
what's your personal hedge rule, Mikey?
No hedge.
No hedge, never
no
hedge.
hedge on a 60-1 bet.
So I put 4
61-50.
futures out there though. So it's like I did this with all the profit from my Super Bowl winners. So I did a quarter on each. I did a quarter on Bama, Texas, Arizona, and Miami.
I like
And
Texas.
and honestly, that's not looking great right now because then a week after the Bama news comes out, Arizona looks like trash.
Yeah.
And Texas is just streaky. Like any Marcus Carr led team is just going to be, awesome or just terrible, atrocious. Like we just saw it the other night. Texas against TCU. Just
last night
what was that?
they fell apart. One other like high major team or like Power 5 team that I would say that no one's really talking about that I think actually has a chance to make the Final Four is Michigan State. Last time they were a 7 seed, Izzo brought them to the Final Four. Like I think that team can actually do it, especially like the bracket I'm looking at Jerry Palms right now. They're in the same bracket as like Marquette, which I think they could get past them. Virginia's ass. The only team that I think would be probably lose would be Kansas. Because otherwise, like Michigan State's good.
Yeah. You can't count on any of those classic teams with the coaches like last year with North Carolina. Like,
yeah,
if the programs just know how to get there, they'll get there again. Like this year, like Kentucky, I don't even know where they're ranked. Like they're like ranked 20 something or whatever. But it's like I can see Kentucky making a run to like the Final Four. Why wouldn't they? I mean, they've got plenty of talent. I don't know enough about the team. I'm sure it's stocked with fucking young guys that are just awesome athletes. It's like if those guys get hot at the right time, they'll make a run. I mean,
I can't bet on Kentucky to go far. I had them as my champion last year, and they lost to St. Peter's. Fuck Kentucky. Fuck Coach Cal. He sucks.
I love Coach Cal. I love Coach.
Yeah, I love him too. What's wrong with
He's not a good coach.
Oh,
he's okay.
No, he's only been successful when he's had multiple like first or top 10 picks. Like he's not a good coach.
I feel like that's like every year.
I mean, that's college sports. He's pretty smart, not a good coach.
Gonzaga, good
Just
coach.
recruits good guys.
Mark Few, good coach.
What?
You don't think so?
I think he's a good coach.
Hasn't won
What about the Gophers head coach, Cam? Do you like him?
Dude, no.
You hate the Gophers?
I don't hate the Gophers, but I think Ben Johnson might be gone.
As Marlo knows, you've always been a very big Gophers. Like
Literally wearing a Gophers shirt right now, but they're in shambles.
It's just a homer in general.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if the homer is the appropriate word for you. I threw that out there, but I don't think that's right. Apologist? Like,
What do you mean?
like for the goal, like, I don't know how to describe you. Like, it's not like you're like, oh, the Gophers can win everything, but you like spin zone it. You turn into Zooch, where you're like, hey, everything's positive, everything's okay here.
No, that's not
yeah,
true.
Yes, it is.
Nothing is positive about that program right now.
wow.
Renz, you have to. We've done the show long enough. You have to back me up here. Like,
Yeah, no, there's been time I can't. Who did football team lose to this year that was just dog shit?
Purdue.
Well, they also lost to Illinois. I'm pretty sure.
I think there was a couple, and
Illinois
every week
was the
on this
one.
show, you were like, "That was a tough loss," but you know what? We're bouncing back. Flex our guy. It's like I don't know.
that's what I mean. We literally had a screaming match in here between you two that I just sat here and enjoyed because you're just like, he's not, and Cam's like, he is. It was the whole thing. It was crazy. And now you're gonna pull some bullshit like, oh, I don't know. It's until Gopher season rolls around, you're like, let's fucking go.
No,
Mania. I'm rowing boats already. I've been rowing all summer, baby.
I'm usually optimistic about every Minnesota sports team, but but Gopher basketball, like that's one of probably top 3 favorite team in the state for me. Like, and it's been so bad lately that I'm just done until they do something. Like, fuck them.
I mean, it's sad they're in dead last in the Big Ten. Like
They've won one Big Ten game all
they
year.
are bad. They are bad. It's sad.
Sell the program.
Should have kept Patino.
They're making the tournament, right?
No, they're falling apart in typical Patino fashion.
Oh. So the grass is always greener, right?
Yeah, that's real funny. He's gone. Did you see? Actually, real quick, did you guys see this about the 5-star recruit Dennis Evans?
Yeah,
so
he wants out.
He's already out. He's probably going to Louisville. Louisville's really.
I remember hearing that, and I don't know if this is accurate. You can tell me if I'm wrong here, but someone's like, "You're going to the same program." Like you're just like it's the most lateral move in the entire world.
And that team's so bad that they literally had a real live dog, take a shit on the court this week.
Oh,
that's so bad.
Shut up!
Wow,
that's bad.
That is bad.
This is where Cam's gonna spin it like never happened to the Gophers.
Yep, here it comes. Let's
here
hear
it
it,
is.
Cam.
Spit it out.
What just happened?
I think he just froze there with that pouty ass lip. The fuck was that? He's lost everything. But real quick, I want to give an update as well here too. Artemi Panarin is for sure buying his way back into my heart. I bet money on this game. He already has 5 shots through the end of the second period. So,
what's the score of that, Marlo?
What just happened?
3-2 currently as it stands. Rangers over the Senators. So,
wow, they had a great second period. That's lovely.
We love to see that, boys. Anything else from you guys? Anything else we got big coming up here? NASCAR hitting the weekend as well, too. Cam's a firm believer, and he's frozen again. Firm believer, living in the one house that is supposed to, like, run the entirety of 10K, and he can't fucking find good internet.
NASCAR, it's in Vegas, which I'm shocked. Like, all the 10K guys going to Vegas, they should have planned it out.
Right?
This weekend. That would have been badass. I would have loved that. But I'm taking Chase Elliott.
God.
Oh my god!
What are we doing here? Say, you joined the wrong studio.
Dropping a new episode.
You guys joined you have to create your own studio, by the way. Get the fuck out of ours. Change it. No. Jesus.
But this is too funny. But Chase Elliott plus 1,000. That's what I'm taking for NASCAR.
I'm changing it back. We're gonna go to Warrior.
I'm taking that with you, Rand.
Thank you. He's due. He might. I mean, he could win any race. So, I mean, plus 1,000. Usually he'll fluctuate between like 800 to like somewhere like 13, 14. But
what is happening?
Go yell at your people. They just joined our studio, broke our whole stream. It's bullshit. Fuck. What a fuck. You know what? Fuck it. We're ending it there. They're taking over our studio. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the ball right now. I got kicked out.
That's what we said. You're in the one house that's supposed to make all this shit run. And you're like, I can't connect to the internet. Crazy. Yeah, you leave and the whole thing flipped to JJ Twins. It was the entire show was now the I forgot the show. Oh shit.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of 10K Bets. Make sure to catch us next Monday. We'll be sure to recap all of our bets from the weekend. Make sure to head over to Better Edge. Use code 10K for free $20. Good luck, everyone, this weekend. Have a good one.
I'm getting fired.